Welcome to Laughlin, Nevada, and this weekend the Buggies and Trucks of the Best in the Desert Racing Association will tackle this 100% legit 17-mile race course full of jumps, whoops, and sand washes. Points battles are tight for this double points weekend. For Class 6100 Spec Trick Truck, the top three are separated by just 12 points. In Class 1500 Unlimited Buggy, only 6 points separate points leader and former champ Sam Barry from defending champ Michael Fry. And for the big dogs in Trick Truck, it's defending champ Kevin Thompson leading the way by 12 over the 2020 6100 champ Kyle Jurgensen. It's time to get your short course on for this duel in the desert. It's the King Shocks Laughlin Desert Classic, and it starts right now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the King Off-Road Racing Shocks Laughlin Desert Classic. We're here in Laughlin, Nevada with the Best in the Desert Series, event number 4 of 5 here for 2021. Beautiful shot there of the Colorado River. We love coming here. It's a great place to go racing. Ken Stout, Rob Klepper here to call all the action for you. The town is the backdrop, the beautifully prepared infield section, the banners and the crowds. Well, it makes for one amazing venue for sure in off-road racing, and the best will come out here and tackle this course. As we talk about this course, Rob mentioned at the top of the show that it will be 17 miles, but it's 4 laps of 17 miles on day 1 and 4 more on day 2. So a pair of 68-mile races totaling 136 miles.
Yeah, it really happens really fast when these, especially the trick trucks, when they get out there, they are humming around this racetrack. It's a beautifully prepared racetrack. They're constantly working on it, and they will have a side-by-side start. Unlike the Land Rush start that we saw with the UTV Legends event here in Laughlin, they'll go side-by-side, kind of a drag race into turn number 1. But here, you can take a look at the course. There are some high-speed sections, some tight sections right there between miles 7 and 8, but an awesome race course. Best in the Desert, the Folks brothers doing another great job, and they're going to put on one heck of a show here today.
Yeah, another very important item about this particular event is this is a double points event. So a lot of things can really change up, especially in the large classes. Okay, let's take you back to Saturday and show you some highlights in the trick truck category. Only 22 seconds separated the top 3 at the end of the day. We'll show you how things got going here because it was a lot of fun. Second of the points, Kyle Jurgensen here doing a great job. And then up on the bike goes Ray Griffith.
Yeah, in the 6100 class, Ray Griffith, turn number 1, went pretty wild for him. He had a crazy day. Andrew Myers, though, out to the early lead in the 6100. Just a tremendous class of drivers out here. As you can see, Dustin Grabowski in a battle for the championship was second early.
Kicking up the dust there, you can see Maverick Gaunt also in the 6100 class, or known as the Trick Truck Spec class. And then also a lot of action in the 6200 category, the 1500 category, and the thousands. They were all on the track at the same time. Sam Barry making a move right there. Connor McMullen beat Nick Carolyn by just 48 seconds. And that's no easy task as you take a look at Nick right there, as undefeated coming into this event here so far this season.
And of course, John Largent coming off a big second place finish at Vegas to Reno. Out here at Laughlin as well in the 6200 cars. There's a look at Sam Barry, former champ, and he was on rails day number 1 here at Laughlin in the class 1500 Unlimited Buggies.
In the 1000 category, Preston Brigman doing a nice job there. It was literally a freight train of race cars. They were all bumper to bumper, and Brigman eked out a win over Brett Jeffers by a mere 23 seconds in the 1000 class.
Third on day 1, Peter Hodges, 61-year-old driver out of Minnesota, finished second here at this event last year. And in the trick truck, it was the number 41 Fox Shock sponsored entry of Justin Lofton back here in Laughlin, first off the line as he was quickest in qualifying. Current points leader, Concrete Motorsports, that's the red truck on the left today, driven by Harley Lettner. It was Kyle Jurgensen beating and banging wheels early. He would get out front of that 70 truck as Jurgensen coming into this race second in the points, trying to get the points lead here with a very important double points weekend as we went on board with Harley Lettner.
Yeah, Harley Lettner, as you mentioned, driving on Saturday, and then Kevin Thompson on Sunday. Concrete Motorsports was to have both trucks here, but just didn't have enough time to finish up the 70 truck. So one truck entry sharing the driving duties as we take a look at the starting order here for the 6100 category.
Yeah, day number 2, everything is on the line. Andrew Myers, Maverick Gaunt, Dustin Grabowski, there's Brenthal, Fox, Lovell. How about Brad Lovell making an appearance here in Laughlin? We know that name from short course. He's going to be one to watch here in the desert as well. Ray Griffith, second in the points, 6 behind Grabowski. Coming into this event in Laughlin, you see Blauer there in third as we get set to turn them loose. Again, not a land rush start like we saw with the UTVs. They will go side by side. Here's Myers and Gaunt as we turn them loose here in Laughlin.
Yeah, just a huge class. We talked about the double points event here at Laughlin, and this field of 6,100 trucks, 25 deep, and at the end of Saturday, only 29 seconds separated first through 5th place. So it's a great battle here, a great class as well.
You can see these guys pretty clean start. It is all about the hole shot. Everyone pretty much telling me you need to get the lead coming off of turn number 2 to try and run away and have some nice clean air, if you will, in front of you. Now, once we get into a lap traffic or we get a couple laps into this deal, it may change, but it's very important to get off the line fast.
Our points leader in the far lane a little bit late there as they threw the flag, and then Kyle Jurgensen filling in for Jordan Brenthal here in the 6173. That truck finishing up in 3rd place at Vegas to Reno with Brenthal behind the wheel. He's trying to get the whole shot here and does a nice job at getting it as Grabowski, talking about being the points leader there, got up on the bike, had to check up just a little bit.
Yeah, we've seen a handful of drivers having that same issue, if you will, through that, turn 2, that left-hander. So he'll fall in behind Jurgensen here. Maybe take a look to the inside early. Like I said, if you can make a move, someone makes a mistake, man, you need to pounce to try and get in that clean air.
And of course, you can see where they also put a little bit of water down as well, just to add to the mix. Brent Fox and Brad Lovell squaring off here.
Yeah, and we've seen him on everything from Baja to short course, former Pro Light champ, and it's cool to see him here this weekend at Laughlin as they go side by side. Who's going to get the advantage? It looks like it will be Brent Fox, at least here early. Caden McCachran riding shotgun with Fox as it looks like he's going to pull away there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to see Rob's son out here and having some success as well.
Later on course, here comes Andrew Myers. Nice big jump across the road crossing. Andrew Myers, 41-year-old driver out of San Marcos, California. We've only seen him once this year. He finished up 4th at the Parker 425. On board now with Torrance, California's Maverick Gaunt as he goes over that same road crossing.
Yeah, great shot there. You can keep an eye on the dust. You can see it's just kind of hanging there, blowing off just a little bit, but hanging low. And then look at this battle here for 3rd place between Jurgensen and Grabowski. Keep in mind, that's also a battle for the championship points lead as well. We'll continue on when we come back to Laughlin.
Ready for any challenge. Maxxis tires can handle even the most punishing off-road conditions. Maxxis tires. Tread victoriously.
To race off-road, it takes teams of people considering every detail. We go hard, break it, go back again. We learn from it. Sweat and sweat some more. Push hard, then harder. Victory is elusive. Success is what you make of it. At Fox, we've tasted victory and defeat. We've learned and become the leading choice of off-road racers everywhere. Earning the right to say, the best run Fox.
I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
At 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good, little driver, straight on through.
And we're back at the King Shocks Laughlin Desert Classic here in Laughlin, Nevada. You're watching the best in the desert. Ken Stout, Rob Klepper calling the action for you. These trucks out here dealing with what you would call typically a pretty short course in the world of desert racing, but it will put everything to the test. It is long enough, it's rough enough, it has a little bit of everything in it to keep everybody on their toes.
Yeah, I saw a good shot there of Andrew Myers as we approach lap number 3. Myers was first on track early, still first on track. Here's Kyle Jurgensen second on track. Maverick Gaunt was in second place coming into the finish, but caught an edge right after the start line, and here's how it went for Gaunt.
Yeah, it looks like that spare tire back there, that strap is coming loose, and all for naught now as he rolls that one over on its side.
Yeah, another look at it there, and a pretty wild ride for Maverick Gaunt, of course, son of sprint car legend Super Ricky Gaunt. Dustin Grabowski trying to have a great double points weekend as he puts the 61-72 over the road crossing there. Currently third on the racetrack. Another oval track driver from time to time runs a modified over at the Paris Auto Speedway.
Great onboard shot there. Love watching those guys go over the crossing as well and just sail these things over that road as we pick up Ray Griffith here. Comes in here second in the points. Of course, keep in mind a big change after Vegas to Reno because Grabowski won that event and he finished up in 5th. Ray Griffith I'm talking about. However, Ray Griffith did win at Silver State, so it was a great season working here and a chance to pick some points back up, although was penalized one day ago.
Yeah, they had a great run going, ended up with a penalty, so starting a little bit deeper, having his work cut out for him today. Day 2 at Laughlin. There's Brent Fox cruising his way here through this 17-mile race course. Alan Levinson as well out of Blue Diamond, Nevada, the 61-54. Has DNF'd every single event so far this year. Looking for a finish here at Laughlin would be good for him as a driver. Of course, that entire team to get a decent finish here at this event. There's Brad Lovell, currently 5th on track as we watch him sail across the road crossing.
Yeah, and a great view, too, to see just how much dust they blow off the back of those things for the competitors back behind them. It gives you a good idea of how important it is, of course, to be out front. Maverick Gaunt, as we talked about him before, as he flipped that thing over, you can see he's also lost that spare wheel. It was on the back that was coming loose, but nonetheless is rolling back over on all fours and continued on.
6th on course, the 61-77 of Travis Williams, a former Class 6000 champion, ended up 3rd at the Parker Ford 25. He was 4th at Silver State. Fell from 4th to 7th in the points after a DNF at Vegas to Reno. And behind him, 7th on course, here's Matt Laughlin.
And there's a look at your top 5 here at the Laughlin Desert Classic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The Best in the Desert series is brought to you by Maxxis, your way to adventure. King Shocks, the leader in off-road shock technology. And by Ford, built Ford tough.
Building a country is hard work. That's why Ford builds the Super Duty. To help build the roads, the buildings, and everything else that needs to get built. There are trucks. And then there's the new Ford Super Duty, the most capable heavy-duty pickup truck ever built.
Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
That's 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good, little driver, straight on through.
Ready for any challenge. Maxxis tires can handle even the most punishing off-road conditions. Maxxis tires. Tread victoriously.
And welcome back to the King Shocks Laughlin Desert Classic here in Laughlin, Nevada. You're watching the Best in the Desert series. This is day 2. Saturday already in the books. Trying to make 4 more laps out here today on finals. And Andrew Myers out of California out here getting it done as he sails across the road.
Yeah, Andrew Myers, very accomplished oval track racer in his own right. There's a look at Kyle Jurgensen, former class champion from 2020, currently second on the track. And the good thing about running the 6100 is you get to go back to the pits, figure out what you liked, what you didn't like, and get ready for the trick truck race.
Problems here for the 6122 of Michael Pyle. He's out of Draper, Utah there, and clearly pulled off on the side of the road with a mechanical.
Yeah, 49-year-old driver. Didn't finish here yesterday as we go back up to the Dustin Grabowski-driven trick truck as he is on the gas looking for a great finish. Again, a double points weekend, so I don't want to say championships can be won or lost this weekend, but they can have a huge impact as we see the driver of the 6185, that is Matt Laughlin, making an appearance here at this race that holds his name.
Yeah, carries a lot of speed through that left-hander there. Just let it float towards the outside. Did a great job with it. Fourth place on track here is Brent Fox. We saw him before in that battle with Level. Speaking of Level, he's just back behind him. Fifth place on track, and that's what that whole shot will get you. As you talked about how important they are.
Yeah, but Brad Lovell had a big smile on his face. Talked to him prior to yesterday's race and prior to today's race, and very excited to be out here as we go on board with Ray Griffith.
Just a little bit further back behind those guys. Poole in there beside him as a co-driver.
And Travis Williams once again, the 6177, as he works his way around.
Getting towards the end of this one here for the 6100 gang. And so many trucks, so much talent here, as we talked about on day one, so close. And it'll be no different here on day two as Jason Cook in the 6155 airs that one out there. You can take a good look at him and what he's doing.
And from the finish line cam, here comes Andrew Myers. He will be the first across the line here, day number 2 at Laughlin. And the 6196 will wrap it up here. Great run for him as he gets it done here, first across the line.
And as it turns out, it looks like Andrew will also capture the win. We'll get it back down there to talk to him.
Unofficially first overall for the 2 days.
Boom, boom,
we
boom.
got it. I think we're going to go with it right now. Yeah!
Unofficial.
Yes. Hey, we'll take it. The unofficial official, we'll take it. Hey, thank you very much, Best in the Desert.
Yeah, great job for those guys. Needless to say, very excited as we go on board here with Dustin Grabowski once again. Was in third place there for a while, has bumped up into second, so we'll keep those championship hopes very alive.
Yeah, he was pretty excited to be out here to Laughlin to kind of bounce back after the Vegas to Reno run. As he crosses the finish line second on course, they'll slow it down and work their way over to the victory lane area as we'll go down and hear once again from our winner.
2 days, qualified, 3 days, qualified third. We knew we had to get start position on this deal. You know, short track racing is all about start. Started it yesterday in third, got the whole shot. Ended the day in first, clean run, and then we just wanted to duplicate what we did today. And we ran strong. I know they were coming on strong in the back, and we just kept it running. This Toto Escondido TE Motorsports Herbst truck it's number one today, and that's all we have to say.
Yeah, great job by Andrew Myers. As I mentioned, accomplished oval track drivers, a couple ARCA Menards West wins. He's run a lot of super late model events, and here in the desert, solid as well as Brent Fox crosses the stripe third on the race course. Let's get it back down to victory lane and hear from Dustin Grabowski.
Me and actually Kyle left the start, and Kyle got a jump on me, and me and Kyle pretty much just played bumper cars all the way to the first road crossing, just pushing each other through. And coming up to the road crossing, my front bumper actually hooked into his rear bumper, so we were heading all the way up there, 90 miles an hour, hooked together, until I finally shook him right before the road crossing, just to give us enough, like 2 feet to separate us off the road crossing. Then we raced all the way up to the rock quarry until the dust got a little too much, and then he was able to pull away from me a little bit. But, you know, they said we got second by 1 second today, so a little bummed on that. We could have pushed a little bit harder coming into the finish and being first for today, but, you know, we'll take second overall and collect all our points.
Incredible effort there, separated by just 1 second. Also incredible for the Herbst Fab Shop as they will sweep the podium here in the 6100 category. First, second, and third place. Speaking of third, let's hear from Brent.
You know, it was a lot of fun out there. We started on the third row, and we pulled our guy. We kind of battled side by side going out through the infield. We finally barely pulled him a little bit and able to get away from him a little bit. And we went about as fast as we could go, and unfortunately that's about all I had today.
Great effort, and we'll take a look at the points and the results here for the 6,100 category with Andrew Myers up top. Great two-day effort followed up by our points leader coming in, Dustin Grabowski, Brent Fox, and third, Ray Griffith and Travis Williams to round out the top five.
Great bounce back for Ray Griffith to end up in the top five. Here's a look at the updated points with Grabowski on top. Now 20 points separating him and Griffith. Jordan Brenthal there with Jurgensen driving the truck this weekend. 67 back in third.
We'll take a quick break here, and we'll be right back with a lot more action from Laughlin.
Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
That's 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good, little driver, straight on through.
Ready for any challenge. Maxxis tires can handle even the most punishing off-road conditions. Maxxis tires. Tread victoriously.
To race off-road, it takes teams of people considering every detail. We go hard, break it, go back again. We learn from it. Sweat and sweat some more. Push hard, then harder. Victory is elusive. Success is what you make of it. At Fox, we've tasted victory and defeat. We've learned and become the leading choice of off-road racers everywhere. Earning the right to say, the best run Fox.
Once again, welcome back to Laughlin, Nevada for the King Shocks Laughlin Desert Classic. Time to turn the buggies loose. Multiple classes on course here once again as you take a look at the numbers there. Lined up on the left-hand side. The 6,200s, the 1,500s, the 1,000s, all out here duking it out for individual class rights.
Yeah, Connor McMullen will be first off the line. Nick Carrollin right behind him. You see former 1,500 champ Sam Barry. As they took the green flag, McMullen would get out to the early lead. Carolyn would fall back 2 seconds as they were trying to find their place here on this very sandy part of the track here on this first initial start.
Sam Barry in the 1,500 class car there, making the pass there early on the 1,000 class car. And Brett Jeffers on the podium one day ago. Peter Hodges also just behind him there.
Yeah, Jeffers trying to win a championship in 1,000 came to this weekend 1 point behind the leader as John Largent gets the whole shot on Wable. Of course, Largent was third on day one. Wable right behind him in fourth.
Yeah, looking to get up into the top five in the points there as well. And
as we see the 1097 of Hank Winters out of Tucson, Arizona, working his way around, another Class 1000 competitor.
Talked about how tough these guys are, and this is another large class and a bit more affordable consequently. So these guys will come out here and really duke it out this double points event.
Yeah, you can see them going at it, going through the dust there. Hodges, who finished second here last year, finished second in the points in Class 1000 in 2018 and 2019. Here's Brett Jeffers in the 1069, currently second on course in the Class 1000, fourth, fifth, and fifth at the Parker 425 Silver State Vegas to Reno.
Preston Brigman won at Silver State and was quickest one day ago right here at Laughlin as well. Very tough competitor, also in the hunt for this championship.
Another look at John Largent, currently third on course in Class 6200. He ran second, and was second overall here at this event last year. And doing a good job here today. Again, the 6200s, 1,500 unlimited buggies, the Class 1000s, all on the track at the same time as Carolyn carries that 6201 over the road crossing.
And of course, speaking of Nick Carolyn, he just had a great 2021 season going undefeated. So just one day ago, the first time he did not stand on top of the box, trying to change that here today, but it was not going to be. Connor McMullen very fast here all weekend long and would bring it across the stripe in first place. Let's go down and hear from our winners.
Car ran good today. Everything was flawless. No issues, no flats, no nothing. BFG, obviously always out here supporting us. Best tires out here. The car itself, Aluminum Craft race cars, this thing, you can't beat it. This thing's just an amazing car. It lasts through everything. The course today, a lot rougher than what it was yesterday. It beat me up a little bit today, but we're here, we're happy. Just like I said towards the beginning, the strategy today and what we needed to do and how we needed to accomplish it, we did it. So we're excited as a team, me and my team, everybody out here, there's, like I said, there's no way this can be possible without these guys, So thanks to them coming out here and helping us, and GetTheT.com, Method Race Wheels, BF Goodrich Tires, Fox Shocks, Redline Performance, CBR Radiators, Phoenix Commercial Electric, GetTheT.com, CBD, HN Life Oil. Just everybody out here that supports this car and supports our team, we really appreciate it.
What we thought was evidently it helped a little bit, but it still, it got over 260 degrees here and it went into limp mode and shut down, and I had to put both batteries on and all the fans on to try and get it cooled down enough and crank on it enough to where it started back up, and I just had to back out of it and get the day finished. And it's a problem. We'll figure it out. Everybody has problems, and that seemed to be my problem today, and yesterday. But the car ran good, and I couldn't have done it without BFG and King Shock and Redline and all the guys on behind this car, and my team. My team just they work and work and work. I mean, everybody was put their heads together yesterday to try and figure out why this thing's getting hot. We know now that we've clinched the championship for the year, so that was big for everybody behind this car, and makes me happy to be able to hand that to them.
Yeah. So we didn't have the opportunity to get out to qualifying on Thursday, so we had to get here. We started off 19th overall, so we had some work to do. My dad brought it from 19th to 7th overall. I hopped in today and brought it into 4th overall. So absolutely amazing. This car is the 3rd time ever taking this car out. Really don't have that much seat time in it, but this car has really proven us that it can handle it. It's just got to get me up to speed on it. So we'll be doing a lot better in the next coming races.
Nice to hear from our winners. Let's take a look at the results here. As you can see, Connor McMullen up top over Nick Carolyn here in the 6200 class, and John Largent to round out the top 3.
Sam Barry, the first Class 1500 across the line, 4th overall. Then you see Brigman there, just heard from him, the first 1000 car. Here's a look at the points in Class 1500 as Sam Barry all but has this one locked up, 104 over Michael Fry, who was not here this weekend. Joe David, James Dean there, your top 4.
And in the 1000 class, Brett Jeffers up top by 44 now over Preston Brigman, as that championship will head off to the final event of the 2021 season. The Kings of the Sport will be featured when we come back. A lot more racing to go out here in the desert.
Ready for any challenge. Maxxis tires can handle even the most punishing off-road conditions. Maxxis tires. Tread victoriously.
There's torque. Then there's 1,050 pound-feet of available best-in-class torque. There's towing. Then there's up to 37,000 pounds of available best-in-class towing. There's backing up a trailer. Then there's backing up with available class-exclusive Pro Trailer Backup Assist. In other words, there are trucks, and then there's the new Ford Super Duty, the most capable heavy-duty pickup truck ever built.
I got got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
At 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good, little driver, straight on through.
Just a beautiful day for racing here at the King Shocks Laughlin Desert Classic in Laughlin, Nevada. Time now to kick off the big dogs, the 1400 class, better known as trick trucks.
Top two starters right there set to go green. Justin Laughlin in the 41. Of course, Kyle Jurgensen will be alongside. Kevin Thompson behind the wheel, the Concrete Motorsports #1 today. Yesterday driven by Harley Lettner. Former winner Adam Householder there fourth. You see BJ Baldwin, Steve Oligus, Luke Johnson making an appearance there. He'll roll off ninth today. Some heavy hitters in trick truck. As we take a look at the points, Kevin Thompson, KT on top by 12 over Jurgensen. Adam Householder sits in third, and we talked to the players earlier today.
For this race, we're starting next to Laughlin here. All-wheel drive, two-wheel drive. We got the better lane. I guess we'll see what happens. But we got to make up 8 seconds on him. But the points race is with Harley back there. That's who we're watching. We're second in points, and we really want to take that #1 off of Concrete. So that's the main goal, but we're going to give it a shot with these guys too. So thank you.
Oh, the whole shot's huge because after you get after these few turns, it just gets nothing but dust. So it makes it very difficult to pass. So we got the preferred lane, which we're happy about, and we're going to push. We have Concrete leading on points and Jurgensen then us, and so we need this double-point victory.
Well, our plan is today to win. Harley really put us in a good position yesterday, starting third spot, but with them starting ahead with a minute gap, we got time to play with. This truck's incredible, so we're just looking forward to it. We definitely have a very good shot. Continue the points lead.
So we'll be able to watch the two platforms do battle against each other. The two-wheel drive here in the near lane, four-wheel drive in the far lane. Laughlin stands on the throttle first, but it will do him no good here. Wicked grip out of that all-wheel drive truck to get all of that weight going. Despite the inside lane here, the all-wheel drive truck is still going to get the nod here in the whole shot.
Yeah, very important for Justin Laughlin there to get out front as Jurgensen got the rear end dancing around there coming through turn #2, and you could see Laughlin already begin to drive away.
Yeah, Jurgensen still hungry for that first win of the year. Got oh so close at Silver State, finishing second, but that all-wheel drive truck for Justin Laughlin is on point. Of course, he was quickest one day ago.
Yeah, and remember, Jurgensen already ran the 6100 class. A lot of these drivers doing double duty, a handful running the Class 8100 Sportsman, as we see Kevin Thompson in that far lane on board with Adam Householder as they go side by side into turn 1.
Really cool. I love the side-by-side starts. So exciting. Of course, the inside-outside lanes will lead one driver to an advantage over the other. And then there's that.
Look at him, hand him the...
Like, you need to see where you're going. I don't necessarily need to see quite as much. So, yeah, it just goes to show you how much roost these guys really eat. And as we talked about, take a look at the mud down there on the bottom. So whenever you're side by side and somebody gets down the bottom and stands on that throttle, that's what happens, man. And it just coats everything inside of the truck.
On board with Concrete Motorsports, Kevin Thompson there behind the wheel. As they, now a little trouble there, and they're going to end up on their side. Big issues for Kevin Thompson here early on day 2 at Laughlin. We'll take another look at what happened.
Gets in there a little bit high, up and over the top side of it, and rolls it over. Yeah, not a good moment for the guy that came in here leading in the points.
Back up front is Justin Laughlin, leader on course. Was spot on here one day ago at Laughlin. Very fast in that number 41, the Yokohama Fox Shocks entry, and trying to replicate that here on day number 2. Get out front and check out from the rest of the field.
And you'd think those huge ruts would help these guys to some degree, and I guess if you do stay in them, it certainly makes it easier, but you get outside of those ruts at all, as we saw Kevin Thompson turn that thing over. As soon as you get outside of that rut, the track just grabs a hold of the truck, sucks it completely out into a really thick loam, and then consequently you end up on your lid like that. It's anything but easy.
You can see the safety trucks out there trying to get him turned over, which they have, and it looks like the Jeep may have its work cut out for him as he gets the one turned over. I believe that is Brian Folks down there helping the safety crew. So Kevin Thompson is back underway.
Yeah, and clear there. That also a two-wheel drive truck as those guys try to get themselves cleaned up here just a little bit and get back after it.
Adam Householder, third on course. Again, won this race last year. If he can win here today, could leave here with the points lead very tight at the top of Trick Truck. Last year here, he was fourth on day one. One day two was first overall. Yesterday, fourth. Currently running third. His dad, Terry, running the 6100 class. It's a nice onboard shot as they work their way around this awesome 17-mile race course.
Yeah, you can see him there pull it into fifth gear as well. Yes, it's 16 points back from our leader, who clearly had some issues here today. So you're absolutely right. Has a shot at it as we take a look at B.J. Baldwin there. Was in the far lane. Now on the inside. Baldwin trying to hang on here. Finished up in third at Vegas to Reno.
And there goes the Black Rifle Coffee Company. Throwing some mud there on Robert Johnson as B.J. Baldwin gets out in front on board with the multi-time champ. Said, it's been a while since I've been to this race course, but I love this place. It really suits my driving style. We're down a little bit on power, but I love this short course style racing here in the desert.
Let's go back to the starting line. Legendary Steve Olagus alongside Bill Apgood. Olagus on the inside lane there. He'll be on the inside here in turn number one. Apgood out there on the other side trying to maintain and right now keeping pace with him. Good side-by-side action here at the start of this one. And Apgood with a small advantage here. Olagus not giving it up easily though.
Yeah, Apgood with the line here, but it looks like Olagus with the momentum is going to drive around the outside. Apgood really having a good year coming into this weekend, fifth in the points. But the veteran Steve Olagus just getting the better of him there.
We'll go back to the starting line here. This time we'll feature Luke Johnson on the inside there and Sterling Miller right in front of your screen. Of course, Luke Johnson, the son of the seven-time motocross champ and Hall of Famer Ricky Johnson. He also building a nice career here with a couple of championships underneath his belt in short course.
Yeah, Sterling Miller, 35-year-old driver out of Texas, current leading Rookie of the Year points. And it looks like he's going to get the whole shot over Johnson. So a good start for Miller here on day two.
Great to see Luke out here and still part of this game. Young man has a ton of talent for sure and works extremely hard at it. Really digging hard here at this start, trying to get that spot back, isn't he?
Yeah, working hard early, man. He knows the importance of getting that whole shot as you see Justin Laughlin airing out the number 41 as we take it to break. Here's a look at your top five for Trick Truck. We'll see who takes it to the finish line when we come back.
The Best in the Desert series is brought to you by VP Racing Fuels, making power. K&N, filtration for the future. And by Lucas Oil, keep that engine alive.
Building a country is hard work. That's why Ford builds the Super Duty. To help build the roads, the buildings, and everything else that needs to get built. There are trucks. And then there's the new Ford Super Duty, the most capable heavy-duty pickup truck ever built.
Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
At 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good, little driver, straight on through.
Ready for any challenge. Maxxis tires can handle even the most punishing off-road conditions. Maxxis tires. Tread victoriously.
Welcome back to the King Shocks Laughlin Desert Classic as we are focusing in on the trick trucks, and Justin Lofton, our leader, out on track, sails across the road and hard on the throttle with that all-wheel drive truck. So good just one day ago, trying to solidify the win here today. Kyle Jurgensen, as we've talked about him a couple of times, coming in here second in the points at 2020 6100 class champ, trying to get it done here in trick truck in 2021.
Yeah, and there's the driver that he's battling, Kevin Thompson, currently third on course. We did have an issue with the 24 of Adam Householder, as we'll go back and take a look at what happened to them.
Householder coming in here third in the points. Yeah, clearly concerned with where he ended up in the middle of the turn there, so those guys are going to bail out of that one pretty quickly. Unfortunately, those guys with a big mechanical there, engine completely shut off.
Working into lap number 3 now, Kevin Thompson obviously has worked his way back up towards the front, currently third on track, and with Householder out, going to have a shot at a great finish after getting on his side early as we go on board with BJ Baldwin and co-driver Kyle Kraft.
Great look in there. Those guys have had a good run here today. You can see how clean everything is. Has pretty much had clear air in front of him. Just hanging it out. It's the Black Rifle Coffee Company getting everything he can out of that one.
Yeah, and BJ told me, like I said earlier, he loves this racetrack, loves this style of racing, and he says my approach to the corners to this track may be a little bit different than some of the other drivers out here. I really like being on the hammer, as we see Robert Johnston on the hammer there, airing it out. Chattanooga Whiskey sponsored number 54.
So cool to watch these big, heavy trucks land just like they're on a pillow, as we keep an eye on Steve Olagus, of course, legendary out here in desert racing, currently 6th on track.
Yeah, and of course, they're coming off a big second-place run at Vegas to Reno that catapulted them from 7th to 4th in the points after that weekend.
A little sketchy right there, huh? Don't look off to the right. Bill Apgood, we saw him battling there at the beginning as well. Currently 5th in 1400 class trick truck points.
Yeah, best run of the year for Apgood, as I mentioned, having a pretty solid year. He was 4th at Silver State. 87 of Drew Wentz out of Tucson, Arizona, working his way around. The 36-year-old driver was 9th at the Parker 425, making his second appearance of the year. Back up front, though, Justin Lofton, doing what Justin Lofton does, staying out front.
17 miles to go, 3 in the books, and I guess 7 overall if you count on Saturday, where he did such a great job. Right behind him, that is Kyle Jurgensen out of Temecula, California. 3rd at Parker, 2nd at Silver State, and 4th at Vegas to Reno is what has put him in position to make a run at this championship.
He's been really good this year. First full season in these trucks, of course, coming from the 6100 trick truck spec class, winning that championship last year. Just a nice transition for him and that Brenthal team, and he has been spot on so far in 2021. Has not finished worse than 5th. As we go back to the 87 of Drew Wentz, 36-year-old driver was 9th at the Parker 425, and Kevin Thompson has a beat-up Concrete Motorsports number 1. But they're looking at a good finish here, currently 3rd.
Yeah, and of course they did that early on, so they've had the entire rest of the race to scrap back up into a good position. That's exactly what they've done after winning at Parker and Silver State, then stumbled a little bit at Vegas to Reno with a 7th place finish. But after that rollover, man, they have been fighting hard as we go back and take a look at the number 91 of Alex Wacker.
Yeah, Wacker, 13th place finish at Vegas to Reno as he tackles the road crossing there. 12th one day ago here at Laughlin. Pretty cool on social media. Harley Lettner posted a video of him crossing the road there yesterday and said he was doing about 117 miles an hour.
Full air time as we go back and take a look at BJ Baldwin, currently 4th place on track. BJ Baldwin, as you talked about before, 5 U.S. National Off-Road Racing titles and 3 Baja Championships. Always tough to beat. Stumbled a little bit at the first 2 events, but really put it together at Vegas to Reno, and having a great day out here today. When Kevin Thompson rolled over, they checked up the back of the field until they got him turned back over. So consequently, BJ Baldwin's had good clean air here all day long and actually leading on time, if I'm not mistaken.
Tracy Graff at DNF here on day number 1, looking for a finish here today on day 2 at Laughlin. Unfortunately, Robert Johnston stop just off the race course has that 54 trick truck buried.
Trying to get a little bit of grip to get up out of the silt. Stay with us. We'll be right back. See if we can finish this thing up. Who's going to win it?
Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
At 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good, little driver, straight on through.
Ready for any challenge. Maxxis tires can handle even the most punishing off-road conditions. Maxxis tires. Tread victoriously.
To race off-road, it takes teams of people considering every detail. We go hard, break it, go back again. We learn from it. Sweat and sweat some more. Push hard, then harder. Victory is elusive. Success is what you make of it. At Fox, we've tasted victory and defeat. We've learned and become the leading choice of off-road racers everywhere. Earning the right to say, the best run Fox.
The Best in the Desert series is brought to you by Maxxis, your way to adventure. Optima Batteries, the ultimate power source. And by Lucas Oil, keep that engine alive.
We're in the final lap here at the King Shocks Laughlin Desert Classic in Laughlin, Nevada. 17 miles in distance is a lap here, and you're looking at the leader, also the winner from day number 1 after 4 laps complete, Justin Laughlin.
Justin Laughlin here with a couple more turns will be the first trick truck to cross the finish line. Pretty much cement his win here at this year's Laughlin Desert Classic. Great drive by Justin Laughlin in that number 41 trick truck. There's second place. Kyle Jurgensen in the 127 told us earlier today his main job is to keep the number 1 of Kevin Thompson behind him in a couple more turns, and he will do just that as he's second on course, trying to take over the points lead here.
Yeah, as you talked about Kevin Thompson there, had that rollover early on, made his way back up to third on track. BJ Baldwin, we talked about him having a great time working, might be the quickest truck in the category out here on day number 2. The overall combined time is how they rate you based on the final finish. Kyle Jurgensen there crossing the stripe under power.
Good look at the 86 of Sterling Miller as we'll take it to victory lane and hear from Justin Laughlin.
Yeah, we didn't know we were actually in a race until we got to the last lap, and they're like, "Oh, BJ's got a minute on you." I'm like, where did this come from? And so apparently the race got restarted. They got clean air. We got caught up in lap traffic, which from the restart put them closer to us. But you know what? It's off-road racing, and there's nothing to complain about here. You know, we had a phenomenal day in our Mason Motorsports all-wheel drive truck, and that guy behind us, Kyle, kept us honest all day long. And hey, we're here. Good job to Derek prepping the truck, fresh off 400 miles of another race. We pressure washed it and brought it out, and we're still going.
Solid day, huge smile on his face, and rightfully so, to have that much success out here at such a tough event.
There's a look at Kevin Thompson as he wraps up day number 2, and behind him is BJ Baldwin as KT crosses the stripe here, third across the line. A good solid effort after how the day started here for them, but Kevin Thompson brings it to the finish. Third across the line, here comes fourth across the line. Will be the number 97 of BJ Baldwin. Could have the win here today at Laughlin as he is fourth across the line. Let's get it back down to victory lane as a great weekend for Kyle Jurgensen as he was second across the line here day 2 at Laughlin.
We didn't have a perfect drag race weekend. We got 3 out of the 4, so we did lose to him on this start, and we knew that we weren't going to pass him physically, and we had to pass him and put 8 seconds on him. It wasn't going to happen. So we just played back in the dust, right at the edge of the dust, and made sure that the equipment was going to make it. And we knew we had a buffer from Baldwin and concrete. Especially because I heard the concrete rolled, so we even backed it down a little more. We keep looking at the big picture. We should be first in points now, going into the last race, maybe, being a double points race. So really the day went well. This is exactly what we wanted to have happen. Yeah, it would have been awesome to win. We just need to find a little more speed for Justin. So.
Former 6100 class champ knows exactly how to win a championship and playing the big game here now in Trick Truck as we go back out on course and take a look at Steve Oligas.
Yeah, another solid outing for that entire number 27 team as Steve Oligas crosses the stripe. Kevin Thompson third across the stripe. Could have been a lot worse, but they get it done here today.
Laughlin's always awesome. It is definitely one of our favorite tracks. So it didn't disappoint. But we had one of those days. We had a lot of great days this year, and this is just one of those days. Off the start, I bumped it into second. Adam got us and on the start, and then hammered me with mud. I couldn't see. And so just went over the berm and put on its side. So, and then lost third gear in the first lap too. So, and then lost something in the rear suspension on the last lap. So it's one of those days. Hey, but we're here. I don't know what position, but for points, still good. Just again, love Laughlin, love the series. Honestly, I couldn't be happier. We've had a lot of great days this year.
Forge forward, man. Those guys kept digging. That's going to keep them in the hunt here for the championship. As we go back and take a look at Tracy Graff, you can see there that they've had their fair share of issues as well. Let's go back down and hear from BJ.
It was good. We made some adjustments. I really tried to be the hammer yesterday on day one. And lap 1 and 2 wasn't working out. Made some adjustments lap 3 and 4. And what felt like we were going slower because there wasn't as much of an auditory impulse from this $80,000 race motor. We were going better on lap 3 and 4 once I made some adjustments, calmed down, and ran my pace, made some calculations, tried to find grip, trying to find traction, trying to sail stuff that I was uncomfortable with. And we did much better lap 3 and 4 yesterday. Today, I processed all that information last night, talked it over with my team, made some adjustments. The truth of the matter is we've been a little bit under power. We're about 180 less horsepower than a lot of the top guys here, and a couple hundred foot-pounds of torque because we're still running the small block. So here, having the power really matters. So I got to work with the tool that I have. We're putting the bigger motor in after this race. So I'm trying to process where I can gather speed. I don't have the power, but I'm trying to find the grip. So we're trying to find the grip, a little bit more traction. Kyle did a fantastic job. Not only is an awesome navigator, he's an awesome driver. He's a really, really good driver. So he understands what I'm going through. He understands what needs to be done. And, he's an awesome asset to the team. Chris Allen does all the prep. He did an amazing job. And Black Rifle Coffee, First Form, Toyo Tires, Polaris, King Shocks, Ultra Wheels, all of my marketing partners, they give me the tools that I need to bring this team back to the top and get back on the podium and get race wins like we did today. So it worked out really well today. We got first of the day. We'll see how it stacks up overall, but it's nice to have a race win again.
Yeah, nice to have a co-driver that grabbed a win here 1 year ago in the 6100 category. You can certainly trust his instincts. There's a look at how they finished up here in the Trick Truck category.
Laughlin, Jurgensen, Baldwin 1, 2, 3 with Steve Oligas and Kevin Thompson 5th, and that means we have a tie going into the final race of the year. Kevin Thompson, Kyle Jurgensen each with 400 points. With 1 to go, Oligas sits in 3rd, 31 back.
It'll be a great battle for that championship for sure. You can keep up with the latest news at bitd.com or check us out at MAVTV.com. Hope you enjoyed all the great racing action from one of the best stops on the tour. For Rob Klepper, I'm Ken Stout. Thanks for watching The Best in the Desert.